Good morning. I'm Ryan Lehman, and this is Markets in a Minute for the week of November 3rd. Stocks experienced a mixed week to close out the month of October as investors digested the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, and then also the slew of earnings that came out throughout the week. Starting though with the Fed, we got no surprises here with the Fed deciding to reduce its target rate by another 25 basis points. However, we did see an increase in uncertainty as we look ahead to their December meeting. So first of all, we saw two dissents at the October meeting, with one Fed governor calling for 50 basis points of cuts, while another called for no cuts at all. And this lack of agreement or this lack of clarity came through in Chairman Powell's press conference, where he stated that an additional cut was by no means set in stone for their December meeting. And we saw this immediately reflected in bond and futures markets, with rates rising across the yield curve, and then market expectations dropping from about near certainty for a December cut to just 60% by weekend. And then, as you'd expect, this also led to a reversal in equity markets, which had been pretty positive for much of the trading day. Now, if we switch gears to earnings, we saw pretty banner results from Amazon on Thursday, driven by strong growth from its cloud computing unit. This sent shares higher by as much as 12% in early trading on Friday. And then kind of the opposite of that, Meta fell by as much as 14% in Thursday's session on fears that the company will need to aggressively spend on AI investments going forward just to keep pace with many of its competitors. Now, if we look ahead to this week, as of this recording, the government was still no closer to being reopened, so that will continue to delay economic data. And this just makes the Fed's December decision that much more difficult. Earnings season is going to continue, however, but with much less flair than we saw last week. We're going to see reports from Berkshire Hathaway, AMD, as well as McDonald's. Unfortunately, though, investors will have to wait another couple of weeks to see the report from that AI bellwether NVIDIA. And then lastly, we'll also be keeping an eye out for any updates on U.S.-China trade talks. We did get a so-called truce on Thursday, but it is far from a comprehensive solution. And with that, I want to thank you for watching this edition of Markets in a Minute. If you enjoyed the video content, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you have a great week.